Hello and welcome, Minnesota Farah. We are genuinely very happy to have you with us for our daily coverage of the NFL news. Please subscribe to our channel to support our initiative as we bring to you the latest updates from the world of NFL on a daily basis. Now let's dive deep into our news stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an action-packed Week 6 in the 2023 NFL season. I'm your host, and today, we've got a roller coaster of news and updates from Sunday's games. Let's dive right in. Times 1. Arizona Cardinals. We kick things off with some unfortunate news for the Cardinals. Cornerback Antonio Hamilton was ruled out for their game against the Rams due to a groin injury. Tough break for Arizona. Now, let's move on to our next update. Times 2. Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens had a challenging day as safety Marcus Williams left the game with a hamstring injury, and defensive end Brent Urban was ruled out with a neck injury against the Titans. Additionally, safety Kyle Hamilton was ejected for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Chris Moore. A tough day for Baltimore. But we've got more to cover, so let's keep the ball rolling. Times 3. Buffalo Bills. The Bills faced a scary moment as running back Damian Harris was ruled out with a neck injury. He was stretchered off the field and taken to the hospital for evaluation. On the positive side, he has movement in his arms and legs. Also, cornerback Cam Lewis is questionable to return. Now, let's move on to our next update. Times 4. Carolina Panthers. Over to the Panthers, where wide receiver Laviska Shenault Jr. was ruled out after suffering an ankle injury. The initial report suggests a high ankle sprain, and he was carted off to the locker room. It's a tough blow for Carolina. Additionally, linebacker Yetur Gross-Matos was ruled out, and linebacker Frankie Luvu didn't return to the game. Offensive tackle Calvin Throckmorton suffered a calf injury. But we're not done yet, folks. There's more to come. Times 5. Chicago Bears. The Bears had a challenging day with quarterback Justin Fields being ruled out in the third quarter due to a dislocated thumb. Fortunately, X-rays showed no break, but an MRI will determine the extent of the damage. Offensive tackle Nate Davis was ruled out, and defensive back Eddie Jackson did not return. Now, on to the next one. Times 6. Detroit Lions. The Lions saw running back David Montgomery ruled out with a rib injury. Good news is that X-rays came back negative. Let's keep the momentum going. Times 7. Houston Texans. The Texans had a tough day as safety Eric Murray was ruled out with a knee injury against the Saints. Ready for more action? Of course, you are. Times 8. Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce did not return to the game against the Jaguars after suffering a shoulder injury. What's next on the agenda? Stay with us. Times 9. Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, who suffered a knee injury, says he feels okay and will get his knee checked out. Meanwhile, cornerback Tyson Campbell and right guard Brandon Scherff did not return versus the Colts. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for more updates. Times 10. Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders had a double blow with quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo and safety Roderick Teamer being ruled out against the Patriots due to a back and hamstring injury, respectively. So much more to cover. Let's keep the energy high. Times 11. Los Angeles Rams running backs Ronnie Rivers and Kyren Williams did not return to the game against the Cardinals, dealing a blow to the Rams. Hold tight, because there's still more to come. Times 12. Miami Dolphins running back Chris Brooks was ruled out with an ankle injury after being carted off to the locker room against the Panthers. Linebacker Jerome Baker and cornerback Xavier Howard did not return. Ready for more? Let's do this. Times 13. Minnesota Vikings linebacker Marcus Davenport was carted off to the locker room with an ankle injury in their game against the Bears. And we're not slowing down. More updates are on the way. Times 14. New England Patriots defensive end Keion White was ruled out with a head injury against the Raiders. Linebacker Josh Uch and cornerback Jonathan Jones did not return. Are you still with us? Good, because we've got more. Times 15. New York Giants offensive tackle Joshua Ezeudu was ruled out against the Bills due to a toe injury. Meanwhile, cornerback Adoree Jackson is questionable to return. Stay tuned, folks, because we're not done just yet. Times 16. New York Jets offensive tackle Joe Tippmann was ruled out versus the Eagles with a thigh injury, and it looks like he might be sidelined for a while. And we've got more news coming your way. Times 17. Philadelphia Eagles offensive tackle Lane Johnson, cornerback Eli Ricks, and safety Reed Blankenship were ruled out against the Jets. Cornerback Bradley Roby did not return. We've got a lot more ground to cover, so let's keep the momentum going. Times 18. San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers had some tough breaks as running back Christian McCaffrey and wide receiver Deebo Samuel were ruled out with an oblique and shoulder injury, respectively. Fortunately, Samuel's X-rays came back negative. Offensive tackle Trent Williams had a walking boot on his right foot after the game. Safety George Odom did not return. Are you still with us? Because we've got more in store. Times 19. Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield has a left-hand contusion after their game against the Lions. The good news is that X-rays were negative. But we're not finished yet. Stay tuned for the final update. Times 20. Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill exited in the third quarter with an ankle injury and did not return. Wide receiver Chris Moore was ruled out of the game. And there you have it, folks, a whirlwind of injuries and news from Week 6 of the 2023 NFL season. Stay tuned for more updates and exciting football action. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Gridiron.